Briquette tip number 1, that's not ready to use. Hi, I'm Schuey, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to know when briquettes are ready to use for high heat cooking. Quick and easy is the name of the game today. So just sit back, grab a drink or two, and let's get into it. There are that many brands of briquettes out in the market these days, but today we're going to focus on Heat Beads Original. The only prep needed is we need to open up the bag. We need to open the bag. Open the bag. Open the bag. Oh, open the bag. Oh, open the bag. How easy was that? This would be a great time to go and like this video. The amount of briquettes needed depends on the type of cook and the application. Are you using one basket, two baskets, a JG offset plate, or a kettle cone? No matter the style, the same premise of liking and knowing when your briquettes are ready to use applies. Pretty easy so far, as barbecuing should be. Today, I'm going to be setting up a kettle cone for high indirect cooking, and these only need to be filled 3/4 of the way with fully lit briquettes. And since chimneys come in all manner of sizes, I recommend turning your kettle cone upside down and putting it on a flat surface, and like I've done, use a bit of foil to close off the bottom. While cold, obviously, I don't recommend playing with these while they're hot. So just fill it up 3/4 of the way with unlit fuel, and then we're going to dump that into our chimney starter. Now light this up using fire lighters, a loaf lighter, or a piece of newspaper. However you like. I like using fire myself. You can use the same method when you want to measure out briquettes for charcoal baskets and the offset plate. The groan heard around most backyard barbecues when lighting fuel and waiting for it to be ready is, are they ready yet? So now is not the time to fold under pressure, as these briquettes are not quite ready yet. We need them to be fully ashed over before adding them to the barbecue. So find something to do, relax, have a drink. Did you know Schueys BBQ has a Facebook page filled with awesome people just like you? So we've been patient and our briquettes have come to temp, and now they are fully ashed over and ready to be used. So all you need to do now is grab the kettle cone, place it in the middle of the charcoal rack and dump in the lit fuel. All that's left to do is put the grill back in place and put the lid on, making sure all the vents are wide open. Always allow your Weber time to absorb some of that heat and for the grill to get hot. I always recommend about 10 minutes. Today, we are lighting enough briquettes to fuel a kettle cone, and we've allowed them enough time to get to their optimum temp for high indirect cooking. For those of you who use my beer timer, you're looking at a 1 beer weight. Due to the nature of using stuff that burns, I recommend keeping this to a 1 beer limit. Because I've allowed the briquettes to fully ash over, they've gone into the Weber fully lit, and that way they're going to be able to create the most amount of heat. Over the years, so many people have told me they've been unable to get such high temps. After sitting down for a while working it out, they haven't allowed their briquettes to fully ash over. So the kettle is now sitting at 260 degrees Celsius, and it is screaming out for some chicken wings. You may be new to the channel, and if you are, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, hit the bell button. That bell button is going to allow you to be notified every time I upload new videos. Just remember, barbecue isn't a speed race. Sometimes we just need to relax and take it easy. Allowing the briquettes a few extra minutes to get to proper temp can make or break a meal. I'm sure you'll be eating super tasty food in no time, and you'll be saying, it's that good, it should be illegal. As always, cheers for watching.